If you thought the Black Ops pricing situation was a disaster, let me tell you something. What Sony just pulled changes again, once again, the landscape of console gaming. I'm honestly trying to process this announcement, but the headline is simple, right? You will own nothing. I mean, Sony is officially killing physical discs starting in January 2028, where they are completely ending the production of fucking physical game discs for all new games, right? Rest in peace, any game collector, any physical game collector out there, right? Let that just sink in for a second, not the actual sink through your door. Let that sink in your mind. If the game launches after January 28, that means you cannot buy it on a disc. There'll be no steelbooks. There'll be no standard plastic cases so you line up on your shelf. There's no taking a game over to your friend's house anymore. It's not 2012 anymore. And absolutely no buying or selling used copies. Sony put out this blog post, right, trying to frame this as some sort of natural evolution. Fuck me. They are just saying, let's adapt to consumer trends, corporate jargon, because the general preference for digital media is outpacing physical discs. Honestly, that's just sad. But let's just call this exactly what it is. I would say it's a calculated corporate power move, maybe to establish an absolute monopoly over how you buy, play, and retain your video games. It's weird because they're just giving a tiny window to accept this reality. I mean, you have no choice here. But hey, the community backlash is already reaching a boiling point. I mean, it feels like the actual death knuckle for the traditional console era is coming upon us. Here's the ultimate irony: the legacy storefront execution. I mean, what makes this announcement feel a bit hostile, almost mockingly, right, is the secondary news Sony dropped on the exact same day. Hey, while they were busy painting a beautiful picture of a shiny all-digital future, where digital downloads are convenient and safe, they did slip in the news that are permanently shutting down the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita storefronts. The closures are, they're in select regional markets, like later this year. That's great. Shutdown of the PS3 and Vita stores is locked in. Great. We're all locked in here. And I mean, they threw out a standard PR line saying, hey, that previously purchased digital content, it will still be downloadable, but for the foreseeable future. But we all know what foreseeable future means, right? In corporate speak, it means it could be 5 fucking years, or it could be 2 years, or it could be 1 day, or it could be 1 second, or it could be next month. Hey, let's just say when the live servers stop making the money, that's when it all shuts down. I think once those storefronts shut down, thousands of digital-only games, DLCs, and indie projects are just going to be wiped from existence. Like, they're going to be banned to the shadow realm. The absolute lack of maybe self-awareness is a bit wild here. On the left hand, Sony is proving exactly why digital media is a terrifying trap by wiping out 2 generations of digital libraries. But on the right hand, they're kind of putting you in the exact same trap, right? By taking away physical discs for the PS5 and whatever comes next. Nintendo does it. Shit, GTA 6 does it. I mean, they're telling us to trust an all-digital ecosystem, but actively burning down the older parts. It's sad. I'm not a big collector myself, but I do prefer physical discs. It's nice to be able to collect and have a physical disc. There's something good about that. It's hard for me to explain because I don't know how to explain it, but there is, okay? You will own nothing, but you'll pay the full price, and that's also another thing. The real nightmare of a digital-only console future isn't just about not having a physical collection on your shelf, but it's consuming buying power, right? Think about how you buy games right now. If a new game drops at $70 and it turns out to be a buggy mess, or you just beat it in a single weekend, you have options. You can sell it on eBay. You can trade it in to get some value back. Shit, look at Steam. You pay it for 2 hours. You can get a refund back if it's not good. Steam's great at that. Steam's customer service, Gaben's great at that. But you could do all that, right? Walmart, Target, Amazon, local game shops, they constantly cut prices. They run buy 2 get 1 free sales, slash costs to clear out physical inventory from their warehouses. Look, while physical discs will die in 2028, all that organic price competition vanishes instantly. Sony will have a 100% pure monopoly over the PlayStation ecosystem. But if they decide a 14-year-old game like Black Ops 2 is worth $40, you pay $40. You ain't got nothing. they decide a brand new release is $80 or $90, hey, guess what? You have nowhere else to go. Can't go to G2A? Well, maybe, I don't know. But you have nowhere else to go. There are no used copies to save you. Retailers will essentially just be selling cardboard cards now with digital scratch-off codes printed on them. Wow, that's fun. That's great. But the GTA 6 conditioning is also already here. If you want proof that the biggest publisher in the world knew this was coming and are already conditioning us to accept it, you only have to look at Rockstar and GTA 6. And obviously, there's a big community backlash on that as well. That's a big community, like, a big, the game is locked in for its massive launch, right, on November 19th, but the hype is completely, maybe a little bit unprecedented, but because tucked away in the recent pre-order rollouts was a detail that left a lot of people scratching their heads. Rockstar announced that all GTA 6 pre-orders are going to ship in digital format. Even if you walk, into a store or order a physical edition online, what you're getting inside that box is a download code, not an actual disc. Rockstar wasn't just doing this randomly, they clearly had insider knowledge of Sony's long-term roadmap. Maybe they're using the biggest game launch in human history to force the casual gaming public into accepting the concept of a code in a box. But by the time 2028 rolls around and Sony officially pulls the plug on this manufacturing, I think millions of players were already spent $70+. Let's face it, right? We're all still going to spend the money. Like on a physical case that contains nothing but a piece of paper and some nostalgia. It's an industry-wide effort to maybe phase out manufacturing costs and eliminate the second-hand market entirely, but at the same time maximize profit margins, right? At the absolute expense of maybe player choice. That's sad. Okay. But the all-digital PS6 and the loss of console advantage, the timeline tells us a lot here. If we need to know about the next generation of hardware. If physical disc production is ending, this is the biggest clear sign that the upcoming PS6 is going to be a complete digital machine. There won't even be an option for a detachable disc drive, right? Like we have with some of the current PS5 models. As Digital Foundry pointed out once in the breakdown of the news, it shifts the equation of why people buy consoles in the first place, right? For decades, consoles had massive advantages over PC gaming. They were simpler to use, cheaper to get into, and allowed you to kind of build a physical library, right, that held real-world monetary value. But if you take away physical media and force players into a completely locked-down ecosystem of digital storefronts with zero pricing flexibility, what reason do a lot of people and hardcore gamers have to stay on a console? There will still be people, there'll be a big fraction of people that stay on consoles, right? But not everyone, and I'm sure there's a big voice, not everyone wants to buy everything digitally. Like, you might as well build or buy a PC where the digital ecosystem is actually open. Okay, on PC you have Steam, Epic Games, GOG, G2A, and third-party key sellers completely undercutting each other, driving prices down like naturally through competition. On top of that, PC offers true backward. I sound like, what the fuck am I doing? I sound like a salesman, but PC offers a lot of these things that are so much more, so much better, right? Sony's pushing consoles into a corner where they have all the restrictions of corporate ecosystem, but none of the traditional benefits of consumer freedom. But here's my last part in all of this. Where do we kind of go from here? Honestly, I don't fucking know. It genuinely feels like we're watching maybe the final days of an era play out in real time. I mean, listen, I'm just sitting back. I'm a PC guy. I'm just sitting back. I might get the PS5 right to play GTA 6 because honestly, GTA 6, right? But we're all watching this play out in real time in front of our eyes. We're being funneled into a landscape where maybe the classic experience of tracking down a rare game, hunting for retro gems, or sharing a great experience with a friend via a physical disc is being systematically erased, right? For the sake of maybe corporate efficiency and bottom line profit. It's sad. I'm incredibly curious to see how this plays out for the next 18 months leading up to that deadline. Are people actually going to accept this silently? I think we have no choice here. Or is the pushback going to be severe enough to maybe make them pivot? Because right now, looking at the combination of a legacy store shutdowns and the death of physical discs, the future of console gaming is looking incredibly corporate. Even expensive as well, with a price hike and RAM shortages, completely devoid of a soul that made us maybe fall in love with this hobby in the first place. But shit, I'll still be gaming in the future. But hey, let me know your thoughts, right, in the comments. Are you maybe sticking with PlayStation into this all digital future? Or is this the breaking point that pushes you over to PC? Or away from modern gaming entirely? Or will you do like a whole build-up collection up to that point? Things until, these things become obsolete? I don't know. Let me know.